So now that I'm back home, I can finally start going to my library again, and I decided I might as well, since I go to the library so often, make these my kind of monthly TBR videos, and that way it's a little more interactive. I can check out a ton of books and you guys can help me decide which ones to read that month. I know this month is already pretty much halfway over, but I will have a ton of time to read because I'm going away for a week. I'm not moving officially for grad school, but I'm going with my mom down for about a week to start moving stuff in and just looking at the area. If you guys do want me to do decorating vlogs, not a ton, but maybe a before and after, let me know, because I know you guys were giving me a lot of advice since it's a studio. I will say this is a fucking expensive library haul because I hadn't been obviously to the library for months and months and months, and there was a long line, and I go up with all of my books, give her my card, and then immediately just a look of pure dread goes over the librarian's face, and she just goes, "Whoa, you have a big fine." And I was like, okay, well, how much is it? I've never had a fine before, but I just, with the rush of going to Spain, I must have just completely forgotten, but really loudly in front of everybody. I mean, she was quite old, so she might have been hard of hearing. She was very sweet, but just overreacting a bit. She was just staring at the computer, and she was just like, "Your fine is $29.98. But she was very sweet. I don't mean to say she wasn't. She was just a little out there. But so that is done. I won't make that mistake again, and let's get into the books. So going off of my last video and me reading all of these stalker books, strangely, a lot of you guys had recommended You by Caroline Kemps. A lot of you had actually said that the audiobook is wonderful of this, but they didn't have that, and I don't really want to pay for that, but maybe eventually down the line I will check that out if it becomes available. But this is actually told from the perspective of a male stalker, and he's actually a bookseller at a store. I'm already about a third of the way into this, and as horrible as he is hilarious, because since he's such a horrible person, he can just unabashedly shit on all of the books that the people are buying. Certainly not what I was expecting it, but I am loving this, and if you want a book that's creepy but with a sense of humor, I would definitely recommend it. Then is a book that I have been told by a few people that I would really enjoy it, even though it's not generally what I read, that I would really like it, and that is The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I have read multiple summaries about this book, and I still don't understand what it's about. All the summaries are just very vague, cryptic, random sentences about different things that are going on, but the only thing I have gathered is that it's about a girl who is an art student in Prague, and then it has something to do with the supernatural. Let me know if you guys think I would like this, if I should check it out. Then is a book I've heard a lot of booktubers talk about, at least a couple, I can't recall who, but that is Redeployment by Phil Clay. I think this is mainly concerning a soldier readjusting, being back home in the States after being in the Iraq War. I don't think I've read a single book on this topic, so I'm very, very interested. I have a lot of family members in the military, so I think it's something that I should look into reading more about. My foot's falling asleep. Then when I was getting The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I picked this up purely because of the cover and the title, and that is The Mockingbirds by Daisy Whitney. This is certainly not a topic you hear about very often, YA. It says that it is about a girl who is at a boarding school. She is date raped by a boy, and then I believe it's concerning the trial, so definitely not a topic you would see very often, and I'm interested to see how it's handled, but let me know again if you guys have read this. This is a book I was actually sent, and the reason you guys don't see me do a ton of hauls or say mentioning videos that I was sent for review, I have no issues accepting books for review or other booktubers doing that. I think it's completely fine. But it seems like 99% of the books that I'm emailed about all say something along the lines of, when 14-year-old insert female finds out that she is unique because she has some special vague ability that makes her so special in the dystopian world of blank, where the world has blank. They just all seem so similar, and so when I was emailed, and it's not that I'm not grateful, but it's just not what I'm generally interested in. But this book seemed right up my alley, and I was so excited. And this is The Ice Twins by S.K. Tremaine. This is about a couple who have twin daughters. One is killed, so they move to Scotland, I think it's Scotland, and move to a very remote island to kind of recover as a family, and then one day the twin who survived says that she is actually the twin who was murdered. So it's dealing with that mystery. Sounds very, very intriguing. Then is a book that a lot of you guys had said you'd wanted me to check out, and that is Broken Monsters by Lauren Bukes. She wrote The Shining Girls, which was very popular, but I did not look into because I actually heard some quite negative things about it. I've actually heard quite negative things about this as well. Very, very mixed reviews. This is told from a few perspectives, but I think mainly a female detective. It almost has a bit of a True Detective vibe, which raise your hand if you are so excited for True Detective. I'm so excited. I know a lot of people are iffy about Vince Vaughn, but I think he's gonna do really well, and I've always loved Colin Farrell and Rachel McAdams. I am just so excited. But in this book, a female detective is tasked with solving the case of a young boy who is found chopped in half, and it's either a deer or a goat. I think a deer. It's kind of fused to his bottom half. I think also her daughter starts chatting to somebody online, so obviously that's, I'm assuming, not going to end well, but seems right up my alley and very interesting. If you've read this without spoiling it, let me know what you thought about it, because I know this is a pretty popular book and people are quite mixed about it. And then I think this is a fairly new book, maybe not. I'm not up to date ever on new releases, but I think this is pretty new, and this is The Neverlist by Coethi Zan. This concerns two girls who I think are around my age, early 20s. They are kidnapped for a few years, and then it is told from the perspective of one of the girls who escaped. I think she's now 31 and she's dealing with the aftermath. So it seems horrifying. I feel like I'm reading a lot of these books that are in between psychological thrillers and just straight up horror, because I haven't been able to find a ton of horror novels, just plain horror novels that I'm really interested in. And so please let me know if you have any that you would recommend. So that is my June library haul / TBR. Let me know which books you'd be really interested in me reviewing, and also let me know if you'd like to see me do any moving vlogs. Again, I would not inundate this channel with a ton. I might just do one before and after. So if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon.